Hello, welcome back to my channel. Dan and I are staying 2 nights at the Golden Jubilee Hotel, which is in Clydebank, Dunbartonshire. It's through the Golden Jubilee Hospital, so it turns out it's an NHS hotel. I didn't even know there was such a thing. The staff are very pleasant, it's very clean, but it reminds me of a hospital, and I do not like hospitals. I'm not particularly keen on the NHS either, for reasons that I'm sure you will appreciate if you know me well. Anyway, let's have a look around our room. We are in room 210 on the 2nd floor. This is our front door with the fire notice, where to gather if there's a bit of a problem. This is outside. There's a spy hole. It's a big room. It cost £178 for the 2 nights. It's handy for Glasgow Airport, which is why I chose it. It was substantially cheaper than the Travelodge or the Premier Inn or any of the other airport hotels. And actually the square meterage is really good. It's very clean, which you hope you're going to get with the hospital anyway. So this is the bathroom. Big mirror. Hospitals for the sick. Not for people to live in the lap of the luxury, because this place has a gym and a spa as well. Dan's going to avail himself of the gym and the spa, but I think public money is there for public health. Maybe that's a narrow view. It's clean though. We've got decent hand wash there. They're into sustainability and eco-friendliness. You can even buy the hand soap if you want. That's a new one. As you can see, they do conferences here. They have a bar and a dining room. The meals aren't especially expensive for a 4-star hotel, which this is. But I guess that's because it's an NHS hotel. This is the massive wardrobe space. There's quite a few hangers as well. Ironing board and iron. There's the other set of towels. An extra duvet up there if needed. Tea and coffee making facilities. That doesn't open, I don't know, does that open? Oh, there's a little fridge as well. That's handy. I didn't know there was a fridge in the room. The details didn't mention the fridge, but that's really handy, that's quite good. We booked this, or rather Dan booked it through booking.com. Take it that's a light, but I'm not sure whether it actually works or not. I'll have to get Dan to investigate that. There's some biscuits, which aren't particularly healthy. Some milks, coffees. And then this is the room. As you can see, it's absolutely massive. These lights over here, presumably they work. I'm not sure about that either. Doesn't look like they're working. Another big mirror. TV, which we won't be watching. It says that it's a sustainable room. And then this is a menu if you want room service. There's a nice little menu there. There's £5 for a tray charge, but the meals don't look particularly expensive. There's a charging point here. There's quite a few lights, but I'm not sure how they work. I'll have to get Dan to look at those. I'm not really into technology very well. If it was left to me, I'd probably just be sitting in the dark. This is the car park. The car park is free. It's a massive car park. That's the hospital over there. And then there's a table and a chair there. And a chair over here. So at least if we wanted to eat a sandwich in our room like we're doing tonight, we've at least got a table and chairs. And we won't get into a mess. And then there's a reading lamp over here. Curtains pull. It's a fairly monochromatic scheme apart from the back wall. So as I said, this cost £178 for the 2 nights. The pillows feel okay. I would hope we would have a good mattress test. That's clean. The sheets are clean. Feels comfortable, though a little on the firm side. I'm wondering whether people stay here if, for example, they're having a procedure done in the hospital. Possibly, either as a NHS or a private patient. And of course, they're bound to have conferences here on a fairly regular basis. It's in a good location for the airport. And it's probably about 15-20 minutes to the railway station on foot. It's not expensive to get into Glasgow. We'll be doing that tomorrow. We went into Glasgow today. It was a 15 to 20 minute drive from Glasgow city centre. So that's our room at the Golden Jubilee Conference Hotel, which is part of the NHS Golden Jubilee Hospital. What do you think of the room? I think there's a lot of bang for the buck. And storage space. It's a big, very big room. There's good facilities. Apart from hospitals triggering me, which maybe that's how the universe works, because you need to overcome any anxieties and fear to increase your energetic frequencies as we move into the 5D world. There's often a reason for everything. There is at least a blind as well, if we want a very dark room. It's spacious. The staff are very friendly. It's spotlessly clean. A little impersonal, and it does feel like, I suppose, a private room in a hospital, but obviously on a bigger scale. Putting my prejudices aside, I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. Would you believe it? We had to have the housekeeping up, and it turns out that the lights are not working. There's something wrong with the master switch. So the only lights we had were in the entrance and in the bathroom. They've checked this room. This is 212, so it's next door. And the lights are working in here. The square footage isn't as great as you can see. The room's not as generous in size, but in actual fact, I think it's probably cosier. The other one was a bit large. we were rattling around a bit. Anyway, let's take a look. There's a spare bed here. If Dan snores in the night, I'm going to kick him out. He can sleep in that. This is the bed. Television, we won't be using that. Again, it's a sustainable room. And we've got the menu with the £5 tray charge. Nice picture of a Highland coo. The usual lamps. I don't know how this works. God, that doesn't work either. Fucking hell. Oh, it's that. Dan's done that. That's stupid. Tap it on the top. Very effective. Not. That's the view. There's the hospital over yonder. A very nice view. I must say, not. Table. There's a mirror. Full-length mirror. Hello. The tea and coffee making facilities. The kettle is clean. That's good. There's no water in it. No lime scale. Very good. Cups clean. Biscuits. A couple of milks. Milk is that. Lakeland Dairies, that's okay. And the coffees. A few tea bags. We've brought our own tea bags as well. And the fridge below, that's working. A lamp, that's probably something. Oh, that isn't something you have to touch at the top. Cupboard above, spare towels, hairdryer, tissues. I can't see any spare quilt or anything. And then this is the bathroom. That's nice and bright. It's clean. There's a bit of damage in the corner there. That doesn't look very nice. That needs attention. Another mirror. So there we go. I'm going to reduce the score to 7 out of 10. The reason is it's been a bit of a debacle. As I said, I'm not keen that it's part of the NHS. I don't believe that money should be used for this purpose. This room at least isn't as clinical as the other one, and it's a little bit cosier, but there's less square footage. I was really not happy about the lights not working. It's very bad because that should have been checked before we even arrived here, but at least they've moved us. I'm not particularly fond of the view of the hospital from the window either, so that's a 7 out of 10. I would say though, it's a good proximity from Glasgow Airport, which is near Paisley. So it's only a short drive away, and there is a 24-hour reception, and the staff are friendly and helpful. If you're only here for a short time in the area and you don't mind a hospital environment, it's probably worth it. As for me, I will try and keep an open mind, but I wouldn't necessarily come here again. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please comment, would you stay in an NHS hotel? I didn't even know they existed. You learn something new every day. As I said, I don't 100% agree with the ethics of it, but you may have other ideas or comments to make, another way of looking at it. Please give it a share. Please subscribe, ding the notification bell, and I will see you again soon for the next one. Until then, bye for now.